The stock market just exploded. Well, not literally. It was up 2% today for the best trading day since April. I just hit an all-time new high, not only mentally, but also in my portfolio, reaching $159,000 on the cusp of hitting that 160K mark. I was up nearly $3,000 at one point today. What happened to cause this catalyst? New inflation data came out and it was really good. And now it's hinted that the Fed may finally be done raising interest rates and could actually cut interest rates starting in 2024. The Fed has long said their inflation goal is to be around 2%. We're currently at 3.24%. So the stock market, it's always going to be future looking. It doesn't matter what's happening right now. It matters what's going to be happening in the future. So that means if interest rates go down, it's going to be cheaper to borrow money. Businesses are going to invest more into their companies. They're going to take out more loans. People will put more money into the stock market because bonds, which have super high interest rates today, those are going to come down. You're going to get a better return in the stock market and the economy will be stimulated. The Magnificent Seven added more than $200 billion to their market caps. This is a chain of companies that consist of mega tech giants leading the way in artificial intelligence, cloud computing, hardware, and software. Added more than $200 billion to their market caps just today. Just 7 companies are now worth $11.7 trillion. 7 companies, guys. The companies of Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla are absolutely dominating the market. If you don't have exposure to these companies, do I sure feel sorry for you. These are all big winners in my portfolio, and an easy way to get exposure to them is through the Triple Q's ETF, QQQ. Who's to say these companies won't keep dominating in 2024? They have tons of cash on their balance sheet. They have strong cash flows. They have the best workers. All the smartest college kids want to work at one of these Magnificent Seven companies. These 7 companies are going to get the best leaders in the world. They're going to attract the best talent, the best ideas. Let's take a look at a heat map to see how the stock market did today. Semiconductors continue to do amazing. How many years have I preached on this channel why the semiconductor boom is actually just beginning? Who's to say it's too late to get into the giants like Nvidia, Broadcom, which by the way pays a really fat dividend. We also have Home Depot, Lowe's, these home improvement stores. They're up 5% and 4% in one day. This is one of the few things that shoplifters can't steal these days is these gains. How about McDonald's, guys? I just watched a documentary on them last night at the gym, and immediately afterwards, I went to go eat 2 McDoubles. Needless to say, the documentary was not Super Size Me. What was Super Size, though, was these dividends that I got paid this last week. $5.70 from MasterCard, $11.80 from the good old Lowe's, $17.57 from Jeppy. Hey, better not call it a comeback. Jeppy is rising from the ashes. Those dividend payments better keep getting fat. I'll also be getting dividends from Procter & Gamble and Apple, which should be around $20 on deck this week. There's a lot of absolutely amazing feelings in the world, but knowing you have money coming your way for doing absolutely nothing, that is an amazing feeling. All right, let's get back to the heat map here. So we also have the utility sector going up. In a low interest rate environment, these utility companies, they can refinance that debt that they have on their books to lower rates and pay less in interest. They can also invest more money into CapEx projects. Utilities, they require a lot of infrastructure to continue operating. But the one sector I want to focus in on right now is real estate. Did I not just make a video about a week ago about how this is a prime time to be buying real estate? The VNQ, which is the Vanguard ETF for real estate, was up 5.5% today. That's one day they were up nearly 6%. I don't think I've ever seen an ETF have that great of a day. If we look at their dividend yield over time, we can see in the past 5 years, this might be one of the best buying opportunities because the yield is so high. It hasn't been this high since C19. This could signal that it's a great buying opportunity. Real estate often uses borrowed money, thus high interest rates are going to eat into those returns and depress the sector. But just you wait, it's going to be business as normal and it's going to be booming. We got Realty Income with a starting yield of 5.89%. I've just been dumping money into this almost on a weekly basis. We got VICI Properties with a 5.7% starting yield. Man, I just hope that F1, that disaster that they got going over there. I hope it just doesn't continue to embarrass this weekend. But one thing that's usually an embarrassment is the US government, but they even rode the coattails of this fabulous day, funding the government as the House came up with a bipartisan spending bill with new House leader Mike Johnson. Who would have thought that working together was actually possible? Government certainty? That's probably going to help the stock market. This didn't stop a senator and a Teamster head to fight during a congressional hearing as they did the unforgivable sin of writing mean tweets about each other. Twitter fingers turning into trigger fingers. At the end of the day, guys, only you can shape your financial future. Are you going to be buying all the way at the top when everything is good? Or are you going to be buying here at the bottom when prices are at a huge discount and gains are going to be higher? This isn't financial advice, just my opinion, but I'm starting to feel a lot more optimistic about 2024, and I'm positioning myself by continuing to buy cash flowing assets and companies that pay you to own them and not the other way around. I'm still beating the market for the year. You can get all my trades when you join my Patreon. Welcome Jeremy W., my newest Patreon, who now sees my full $160,000 portfolio and my weekly trades. Check out how much I made in dividends last month right here. My videos are always found in podcast form under the Collect Cash podcast name, and I'll catch you on the next one.